So today we will be doing right Riemann sums. So first we have our equation, y equals 1/8 x squared plus 1 on the between 0 and 4, and we're going to do 4 intervals. So our first step is going to be finding delta x, because we want to be able to put it into the sum equation, which is I equals 1 n equals 4, and we're going to have f of c sub I delta x sub I. So we have to plug in our numbers to find all of these. So the first thing we're going to do is find delta x. So that's delta x equals b minus a over n. So we have b, which is 4, because a, b, so we have 4 minus 0, n is 4 over 4 equals 1. Delta x equals 1. Then we're going to have to find c sub I. C sub I equals, these are all formulas you have to memorize, a plus I delta x. So a would be 0, so we have 0 plus I delta x we just found equals 1, so times 1. So c sub I equals 1. So now we have to find f of c sub I. So f of c sub I equals, we just plug in, c sub I equals I, not 1. So we just plug in I into our regular equation, 1 over 8 I squared plus 1. So now we are ready to place it into this formula right here, that formula. So we have the sum I equals 1 to 4, n equals 4. So we have 1 over 8 I squared plus 1, and then times delta of x of I, which is 1, so you don't really, can't say it's 1, so it's gone. So we just have this formula. So now we are going to pull out 1/8 from the front. So now we have the sum equals 1 of I squared plus 1. Now we're going to take the sum of I squared and the sum of 1. So 1/8 times the sum I equals 1, 4, and then we're going to have I squared plus sum I equals 1 to 4 of 1. So now we are going to have, well, now there's equations you just have to memorize. So you have from the sum of I to n of a constant, equals constant times n. So for this one becomes 4 plus 4, and I squared is actually, you'd have n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 all over 6. So that's for I squared. Sum of I squared with that other stuff on it. So then you'd have, for here we'd have 1/8 times n, so n is 4, times n plus 1, which is 5, times 2n, 8 plus 1 is 9, all over 6. These should technically be brackets. that. You know what? 1/8 does not multiply by this. It'd be 1/8. Yeah, this is 1/8 actually only would factor out of I squared, not 1. So 1/8 is here. Ignore that. That's correct. We're 1/8 here. This isn't supposed to be here either. So then we have this actually 4 times. This actually ends up being 30. 1/8 times 30 plus 4. And you simplify that to 62/8. That's your final answer. That's right, Riemann sum.